Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Oh, I seem to have a frog in my throat. That could be bad, couldn't it? We're going to be having a look at a puzzle called Bliss by Florian Wortmann. And two things about this. Firstly, there definitely seems to be a face in the grid. If I look at it at this angle, it definitely looks like a face. Secondly, when I first saw this puzzle, and it's been recommended to us a lot, this one, apparently it's absolutely brilliant. It's just a straightforward region sum lines puzzle, and I'll explain what that means in a few moments' time. But when I first saw it, I thought at first blush that it was completely symmetrical around the sort of negative diagonal. What I mean by that is if I was to draw a line there, and we were to reflect the puzzle or fold the square grid in on itself, would every line meet? And I've noticed it isn't, but it's really close to being. I think it's just that bit would be there, and that would cause complete symmetry and would necessitate that the puzzle, well, certainly with this rule set, would have at least two solutions. And we've never published a puzzle on Cracking the Cryptic that's had two solutions in all the years we've been going. So that's not going to be the case here. But it's incredibly clever to me that just this tiny change causes a disambiguation. And presumably the logic in the rest of this puzzle must be fairly profound in order that this disambiguation solves the whole thing. I'm looking forward to having a go at this. It has got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, and I snipped some comments. there's too many great comments to even show you here. Just everybody, basically saying it is the Sudoku equivalent of Bliss, and there are some very good solving names on this list here. People like Codex saying what a blast, fantastic setting. So I think this is going to be something of a treat, and I will read you the rules properly in a moment or two's time. And in fact, I don't have too much news for you today. I will quickly plug what is going on over on Patreon, which is of course this absolutely fantastic Sudoku Hunt, which is our monthly competition for June. Closing date is the 20th, and it is, it's a story linked in with puzzles by Itrio. I think there are 13 puzzles in all, yin-yang themed, as you might have been able to guess from the picture, which I think Riff Clown created. Yeah, I mean, the feedback so far is absolutely stellar, and just get yourselves over to Patreon and enjoy it, because you will have a blast if you give it a go. And I wish you the best of luck. And I have a birthday to do as well. Let me look at my list. One birthday today. Stefan. It could be Stefan, actually. I'm not sure. But Stefan. I'll go for Stefan. Your fiancée, Alexa, wrote to me. Oh, actually, I think I turned her off. I wondered why she'd actually stopped talking to me, but yes, Alexa. I have turned her off. Don't have to worry anymore. Anyway, your fiancée Alexa wrote to us and said that you watch every evening. Well, thank you for doing that, and I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday today, with, of course, chocolate cake, and hopefully that chocolate cake will be very heavily iced. 1:1 is the correct ratio of icing to cake, as anybody who's been watching Cracking the Cryptic for any amount of time will already know. And with that said and done, let's have a look at the rules of Florian Wortmann's new puzzle Bliss. They are fairly straightforward, and they are as follows. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply. So we're going to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And then we've got box borders divide each blue line into segments with the same sum. So what that means is the 3x3 box borders, you can see this line here is sort of going through the boxes, and you turn those into segments. Oops. And let's pick another colour there. So what we're being told is that the sum of these purples is the same as the sum of this green, is the same as the sum of those blues, is the same as the sum of that orange, is the same as the sum of that red at the end. And that is all of the rules. Do have a go. the way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. And I think, well, no, okay, I've got something slightly interesting to tell you immediately. I think this, well, I'll start off with this line, which I think is the equivalent of me at a party. Something that doesn't really get very much attention. And that's because what we're saying here is that this 2-cell domino adds up to the same as that 3-cell sequence adds up to the same as that 2-cell domino. And I don't know really what to make of that. I cannot think that's doing very much at this point of the puzzle. There's too much flexibility available. I mean, these could add up to, I suppose the minimum of those is 6, but the maximum of those is 17. So anything between 6 and 17 is possible, and that's quite a lot of variation. However, what about this one here? Now this one is the sum of those 3. So even if I minimize these with 1, 2 and 3, this would still be at least a 6, wouldn't it? And that is the same look I'm seeing as that one. So I'm going to give these colours and the same as that one. So this line looks a lot more interesting. This is sort of, you know, this is this is the opposite of Simon at a party. So those digits are 6, 7, 8, 9, because of course all of these have to have the same sum for their segments to be the same. Now these sort of are these eyebrows or eyelids? I don't know. I think that we go back there. Oh, no we don't, do we? Right. So this is sort of the wingman to the popular person. Because I have just noticed, I was about to condemn this one, to say, okay, I could see these were the same digit. That's certainly true. But they were adding to a 2-cell sum, so in theory these could have been anything from 3 to 9. That is not true. That is not true, because I can treat, look, if I just highlight all of those cells together, that is a sensible thing to do. Because the minimum sum of 5 different digits in Sudoku is 15 if I populate these yellow cells with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now, that means that these 2 cells and these 2 cells have to add up to at least 15, don't they? And therefore these 2 cells are also very high, and they are not the same as purple, so they get their own special colour. Yeah, no, okay, we're going to have to be a little careful here, because we've got exactly the same logic going on in box 4, which means these 2 cells, actually I might as well use yellow for those 2, are also from 6, 7, 8, 9, because that domino must add up to 15, so you can't use 5 and 10, for example, so you need 2 digits that are at least 6 to do that. Same is true here, and all these 3 digits are all from 6, 7, 8 or 9, and they're all greater than 6, 7, 8 or 9. Now, how does that relate to this one? This is sort of the bottom of the person's glasses. Well, again, the minimum sum of those is going to be 6, so those are from 6, 7, 8, 9. And okay, I'm going to award these the moniker of orange. And the reason I'm going to describe these as orange is that these cannot be, because this digit and this digit are the same, they can't be the same as green, yellow or purple, can they? These 2 cells see the whole of green, yellow and purple. Sorry, I know I've just stopped talking now. That's because I'm trying to see what else is going on. These are also 6, 7, 8 or 9. It's the same point, isn't it? We're sort of looking at 1s, 2s, 3s along a segment, noting that's the minimum. Now these 2, I can see that these aren't orange, obviously, but I think they could be anything else. So green and yellow and purple. Sorry, I'm not sure what to do with that. Let's let me just think about this. Is it true to say that that's purple? I think it is. Okay, here's how I'm concluding that. Purple in this box, where does it go? And the answer is obviously it can't be in the same row as it, column as itself, and it can't be in the same row as itself, and it can't go on its own line, because if this was purple, both of these digits would have to equal 0, and that doesn't exist in this Sudoku, so it's not in any of those cells. Now, here's a more subtle point though. Could this be purple? Now, in theory, it could, couldn't it? Because imagine this one is 6. Then 6 could certainly be on this line if this was a low digit, because that could be, say, a 9, so that could be 6 and that could be 3, and it looks like everything's working, but it isn't. Because if this is purple, we know that green, we know both of these lines here sum to purple plus green. So the implication of that would be that those 4 digits sum to green, wouldn't it? And you can't have 4 different numbers in Sudoku summing to a single digit total. It's impossible, because the minimum we would put into these squares would be 1, 2, 3 and 4, which would suggest this was 10 at least. So we can't do that, and therefore this is purple. And I think by symmetry, because there is quite a lot of symmetry around the negative diagonal, providing we don't use those things, whenever we find some logic like that here, we can immediately transpose it to its symmetrical counterpart. So that must be the same. That digit's also 6, 7, 8, 9 and is also purple. And can I do the same with, yes, and then okay, and now I'm just going to run that logic through with yellow. So it must be the same. Yellow can't be in that cross by Sudoku. It's not the same digit as purple. It can't go in either of these cells, because if it did, the other 4 digits would be adding up to purple, which can't work because 4 digits can't add up to only a single digit total. So I think that that is yellow. And by symmetry, therefore, that's the... I was thinking I've broken it, but no, I haven't. Because, of course, in this box, it's not yellow, it's green that we're playing that game with. So that is green. Okay, this one down here is no longer purple by Sudoku. So this is yellow or green. And now I'm stuck. I can't be stuck now. I haven't thought about this one, the mouth of the... is that... No, that's not the mouth, that's the nose, isn't it? So how's that working? That one and that one, they are the same, right, they are the same digit. I'm going to say that they're red because clearly they see all of my high digits. Right, so these digits are 3, 4 or 5. That's what we're going to say next. And the reason, actually, I might be able to do better than that, but these are 3, 4 and 5 because they can't be 6, 7, 8 or 9. Yet they are the sum of 2 digits. So even if I populate those 2 squares with 1, 2, that means these red digits are at least 3. Now, they're not 3 for a rather beautiful reason. If these were both 3, these would both be 1, 2 pairs. Now there's a little trick you can do with a 3-cell sequence. So this 3-cell sum here is summing to a single digit total. Now, any 3-cell sum made up of different digits, which these obviously would be, must include 2 of the low digits. So 2 of the digits, 1, 2 and 3. And the way to prove that to yourself is imagine, okay, well, let's imagine it didn't. Imagine it only had 1 low digit. And let's keep that digit as low as we can. So let's make it 1. Well, then the other 2 digits would be a minimum 4 and 5. So the absolute minimum we could make the line add up to would be 1, 4, 5, which is 10. too big. So this line definitely includes 2 low digits. Where are we putting those 2 low digits on it? It can't have 3 at all. This can't be a 1 or a 2, and this can't be a 1 or a 2. So it can only have 1 low digit, and it would add up to at least 10. So these are not 3. Now we might be able to do the same with 4. If we had 4, let's just put that in and have a think. So if that's 4, this is a 1-3 pair. Okay, so no, that could work. Because what we could do then is we could make this digit a 1 or a 3 on this sequence, and one of the other digits could be a 2, couldn't it? So we could have as little as 215, and 215 is 8. Okay, sorry. So I can't prove that. At least if I can, I'm not sure why. Okay, let's do a little bit of Sudoku then. Oh no, that doesn't work. What I was about to do is nonsense. Oh dear, sorry. Orange in box 5 can't be on its own line, because otherwise it would be accompanied with 2 zeros. So orange is in one of those cells. And we know this line, exactly like this one, this has got to have 2 low digits on it at least. Purple is down there by Sudoku, so purple is over here by Sudoku. These are going to be the same, aren't they? So either that's double yellow or double green. Now, I'm sorry about this. I've hit a total brick wall. It's not to do with the maths, is it? So, I mean, okay, there's something. This is not a 6, 7, 8 triple. Because we know individually those cells add up to at least 15, and these cells add up to at least 15. So if this was 6, 7, and 8, whichever domino had the 6 in it wouldn't add up to 15. So one of these is a 9, and that means orange is not a 9. Okay, so orange is 6, 7, or 8, which means there is definitely a 1 on this sequence, because you can't make 3 digits add up to 6, 7, or 8 if one of them isn't a 1. 2, 3, and 4 is 9. So, if one of these is a 6, it must be accompanied by a 9. Oh, golly gosh, I've hit a total brick wall. This is so bad. Hang on. Oh no, I haven't, because it's not a 3. Okay, I've got something. There are 4 purples looking at box 1. So that's purple in box 1. But I don't think that matters very much, does it? I mean, I can see yellow's in one of those. If yellow was on the line, that would be okay, provided this was a low digit, and providing green. It would, wouldn't it, actually? Hang on. If yellow is on the line, then we're saying those 2 digits add up to that digit. I think that's okay. I'm not absolutely sure, but I think it's okay. Golly gosh, what am I meant to do now? It's got to be something like... So I know one of these is 9. because these couldn't be 9. Well, or more to the point, I needed to make sure that both dominoes here. So I'm wondering if there's a reason this has to be 9 for some, because if 9 was green, for example, then this is 6, 7 or 8. So that would have to be 7 or 8. This would be a 7-8 pair. Because it would need to add up to 15. It's quite difficult to put green into this box, isn't it? I mean, without it being on the line. If it is, no, because it could be on this stretch of the line, I suppose. Okay, there's definitely something I'm missing about this. Okay, let's try and resort to Sudoku. Those digits are low because these are a maximum of 5, so there's no way either of these could be bigger than 5. And this digit, these digits are the same. I mean, it's a little bit hard to see because I was trying to map them to one of those digits. Now, how do we do this then? What am I meant to be looking at? Orange in this box is locked into a few oh, purple. Yeah. Well, purple is in those cells. I mean, I don't think that there's a problem with purple being on this line, providing it's 6, and this would be a 1-2 pair. I wonder if there is something clever going on with this stuff here. I haven't got it though. I'm sorry about this. I've suddenly hit a total brick wall, haven't I? What's the maximum? Okay, the maximum that section there can add up to is 17. Which means it must have, this section must have 1, 2 and 3 on it. If it only had 1 and 2, then the minimum this would sum to is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, which is 18, which is too big, because I can't make both of those cells 9. So those cells and these cells include 1, 2 and 3. Does that do something? I don't know. Maybe it does. I can see one of those is green, one of these is yellow, and I feel remarkably stuck, actually. I'm sorry about this. No, I don't know what to do. Come on, stop being a wally. Is there some way I know what this one is sitting outside of this little triple here? So let's say that that was 6. If that's 6, that is 1, 2, 3. Is that causing a problem for anything? If this is 6, these would be 7, 8, 9. That would put less pressure on these. Let's try it the other way. If that's 8, then these are... Then you'd have to put the 9 here, wouldn't you? But because you have to create 2 dominoes, that domino and that domino, that adds up to 15 at least. So you'd have to get... So if these are 8, what is that doing? This is 9, that's very clear. These are 6 and 7, that's also very clear. So one of these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh. No, that's okay. That's okay. I thought I'd seen something, but I haven't. So that would be okay. So if that was the case, no, that's impossible. I think that's impossible. I'm not actually sure now. Haven't I got a problem with how many big digits I've got to put on the lines in the middle? I'm not sure. I think there might be a problem in this box or this box, because one of these congregations here is going to be 15, i.e. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which means that if it was this box, for example, we would have to put yellow here by Sudoku, and we'd have to put orange here by Sudoku. And we can't do that because orange is there. So you can't... so that maybe that's it. You can't make 15 work because of Sudoku, and it must be the same. Okay, I hadn't seen this, but I have now. Right, if this was 15, it should work the same way. The point is that now these 4 digits in box 4 have to be 6, 7, 8, 9, and that can be none of them. It's that simple. Right, this is huge. This is huge, because now... Well, now none of these can be 6. Because if I do make one of these 6, given that effectively what we're now saying is that these add up to at least 16. So if one of those is 6, the other needs to be a 10. So, right, this is big. This is big. This is 6, and we're off and running. So this is 6. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5, 6. Right, now let's think about this now. So, yeah, this is beautiful. This is beautiful now. Because we've ruled out 15 as a possible total, in each of these dominoes needs to add to at least 16. They both must include 9, because 9, 7 and 9, 8 are going to be 16 and 17. And if we had the 9 here, this would be 7, 8, and would add up to 15, which we know doesn't work. So that's 9. This is a 7, 8 pair. This is not 6. This is not 6. We can get rid of... Oh, purple is 9 now. So that's going to be the key. Purple is 9. So yellow and green are 7 and 8. And now, let's just think about this, because I'm quite sure we can do some thingies here. Right, that can't be a 9 anymore, because purple is 9. Can't put purple on a 3-cell segment that adds up to less than 9. That won't work. Unfortunately, you could put orange into this cell. So orange is in one of those cells, possibly this one, if this was a 1, 2. No, that doesn't work. No, if orange was here, the only way of keeping this down to being a single digit total, if this was 6, would be a 1, 2 pair to make 9. But we know that those digits are yellow or green. So these are adding up to 7 or 8. That cannot be a 6. So what am I being told here? Hang on. Is there something more that... So we know 6 and 9 live down here. And this is either yellow or green and can't go on its own line. So A is in one of those 2 cells. Let's just think about through. So if that was yellow, where is green in the box? So yellow would be here. And green... I don't know actually. I think green could possibly be here. If that was green. Or green joins its friends orange and purple as Maverick flies over down there. It's really interesting this, isn't it? It's a very clever puzzle. It's a lot deeper than I was expecting as well. You really have to give it some thought, or I am at least. Okay, so maybe we're meant to stick with the maths, because now we know that one of these is a 16 total. And that's going to have the 6 on it, because 16 in 5 cells is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So the other digits in that box, which are going to go in there, are going to be 5, 7, and 8. So either, if it was this box, that would be a 5. Oh, right. Oh, this is sick. Right, I've got something very nice. Okay, so we've worked out, but we don't know which, one of these boxes, the blacks in either this box or this box, whichever one of these is 7, is going to cause the black cells to add up to 16. Now those digits are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, which means the other digits in the box are 5, 7, 8. But if you look here, this could be neither 7 nor 8, so this would be 5. If you look here, this would be 5, if this is the box that adds up to 16. Then that means that either this one or this one is a 7-8 pair, and therefore they're both 7-8 pairs, because they must add up. Because we've worked out one of these is adding up to 15, they must both add up to 15. So I get yellow there and green there. That's absolutely beautiful. And now that is not yellow and that is not green. Right, so this is now 7 or 8, and that's yellow or green. And presumably that is now 7 or 8, and that is now yellow or green. And these two are now the same, because we know those are the same. So let's say these were yellow, these would be green, wouldn't they? And they'd be the same. And that, right, this is huge, because now this is the corner digit of the puzzle in this box. Because these are the same, I don't know whether they're yellow or green. Let's think about where they go. They cannot go on a 3-cell segment, because the highest digit you could ever put on a 3-cell segment is a 6 if it's adding up to a single digit total. And that's very much impossible here, because these are only 7 or 8. So it has to go there. That is the digit B. We don't know what colour it is yet, but it is the digit. I'm going to put that in. It's the digit B, definitely. Now, so these two are a 6-9 pair then. That's forced. Yeah, I can see what this is doing. Right, now this digit is 5. And this digit is 5 because remember when we looked at this being 4, this was 1, 3 pairs. Well, where are we putting 1 and 3 in box 9 if these are 1, 3 and this is 1, 3? You'd have to put them both in that cell, and that won't work. So these are 5. Right, and now... Oh, hang on. Now we can get rid of 5 from here. This is Bliss. It's ridiculously clever, this. But also, this domino and this domino, let's imagine these were both 2, 3. So we know that the two ways of making dominoes add up to 5 are a 2, 3 pair or a 1, 4 pair. If either of these are the same, so say this is 2, 3 and 2, 3, well then that digit has to be 2 and 3. And if this is 1, 4, this digit has to be 1 and 4. So whatever flavour of 5 this is, that's a different flavour. Now, I can't see what that's doing, unfortunately. Oh, hang on, maybe I'm meant to look here. Those are from 1, 2, 4 and 5, aren't they? Can't put 3 on here because you'd have to put another 3. The same is true here in the symmetrical position, or nearly symmetrical position. Oh, I see. Right. In this box, because I know that the total is 15 and that's a 9, those two add up to 6. So they're 1, 2, 4, 5. Now, I think the big game is going to be to somehow disambiguate A and B, but because we've not done anything with symmetry, I don't know how they can be disambiguated yet. I.e., it must involve these somehow, mustn't it? Because if it doesn't, how are you ever going to decide which way round this goes? There's nothing, we have not done anything yet, apart from these pencil marks, that is not totally and utterly symmetrical. Yeah, is it this? Okay, I'm just going to get rid of those black cells for a moment. So this combination adds up to 6. Let's make this the black combination. Now, that is different. So imagine this was 1, 5. Then this can't be 1 or 5, which means this is a 2, 4 pair. So we'll make this. See, this one doesn't see that one, though. No, maybe this is wrong, then. So if this was indigo... don't know. If it's black, oh bobbins, I don't know, I'm sorry. I know one of those cells is B. I don't think I know which one, because I think B could be, if this is yellow, that's yellow, that's yellow, that's green. One of these is green. Oh, it would be this one explicitly, wouldn't it? There is something here. I can't quite grasp it. I think, unfortunately for me, it's Sudoku. Oh, hang on. Oh, do I care about that? Maybe I do care about that. Yeah, okay. Both of these funny old sections that we've looked at repeatedly in the puzzle, these ones, what colour have I not used? Lime green. Both of these lime green sections include the digit 6, because 6 can't go in those cells. And that's interesting, because that means that whichever one adds up to 17 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, isn't it? So, sorry, as Maverick keeps looping the loop. So I think the digits that are missing from these lime green combinations are, in the case, whichever one of these is 9, 7, and adding up to 16, it'll be a 5 in one of those. And then in the one that adds up to 17, it'll be a 4. So these are a 4-5 pair. And they are different. They are undeniably different. Now, how do we use that? I don't know again. Lime green is from... We don't know, because we don't know which way round it goes. It's some sort of symmetry break. I just can't see where it happens. I'm sorry if this is obvious. I actually think it probably is obvious at this point. I'm just not seeing it in quite the right way, am I? No, I thought I'd seen something, but I haven't. No, I don't know. Let's get rid of lime green. That's just annoying me. Can I do any more Sudokuage? Let's think about that. Where's yellow in column 7? And I think yellow is either here or here. If it's here, this is yellow, this is yellow, this is yellow, this is yellow. And that would be green. Oh, hang on. Something I've given no thought to is the composition of this. Yeah, hang on. If this is 7, this is 1, 2, 4. And if it's 8, it's not 1, 2, 5. Right. So this is from 1, 2, 3, 4, and it must have 1 on it. So it's either 1, 3, 4 or 1, 2. Oh, it's 1 and 4 it's got on it. It's got 1 and 4 on it. And I know one of these is 1 and 4. So, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yes, okay, because we know one of these is 1 and 4. And this has to have 1 and 4 on it. That middle digit has to be 1 and 4. Imagine that's the 1-4 pair. Then this is 2 or 3, and this is 1-4. And if this is the 1-4 pair, that's the 1-4. So this digit is always 1 or 4. Sorry. I just got. Well, you probably heard what happened there. I don't know whether I'll be able to edit all of that out, but there was just an extreme amount of noise off camera, and there was a big argument that needed to be settled. It's now settled, but I've been away from the computer for some time. I'm now back. I can't remember what I was doing. I've totally lost my train of thought. But what we can do is we can use the unwind function to re-look at what we were doing. So what I was doing was I was looking at Oh, okay, yes. Oh, yes. So we were looking at the fact that those two cells only added up to 7 or 8, didn't they? So we have got relatively small numbers on. Yes, okay, and I remember now. So I was either having 1, 2, 4 or 1, 3, 4 on this, and I was trying to work out which. And because one of these is 1, 4, because we worked out those were different, that is always 1 or 4. And then I guess what that means is, so if that was 1, this would be 2, 4. If that was 4, that would be 1, 5. So whatever that is, its counterpart. No. Well, all I'm saying is one of those digits is in one of those positions. Definitely. Because this either has 4 or 1 on it. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so I suppose those 3 digits, there is a virtual 1, 4 pair in those cells, isn't there? Because if this is 1, this is 2, 4, and if that's 4, this is 1, 5. So 1 and 4 in this row, well, we know they're not there because 1 and 4 are on this line. Well, we know that they're in none of those cells. They can't both be on this line because this line doesn't add up. Oh no, they can. Oh, bobbins, no, 1 and 4 could very well be on that line. Because that line adds up to 5. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, I'm tempted to shy away from this and look somewhere else. What else have we got? We got 4, 5 here. Maybe that's colourable. It's weird, this, actually, isn't it? Because the symmetry break must, at some point, help us. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Yellow. Yellow in this box is in one of 3 places. Yeah, green in this box is in one of 3 places. They are different though. Those are the same. The equivalent of those. Yeah, it is different. Okay, so the way that the symmetry has broken has not only broken the fact that, you know, rather than this being a 6 domino and that being a 6 domino, we've got this and this, which are subtly different. It changes the positions for 7s and 8s as well in boxes 3 and 7. Which is nearly interesting. No, it's not, I don't think. A is in one of those. Oh, hang on. If A was green. Hang on. If A is green, that's green. Oh, that is weird. Right, A is not green. Seems to be a conclusion that we can read. Now, I don't actually understand this yet. I can see it's true, but I don't quite know why. Well, that's not strictly true either. But what I'm noticing is, oh no, this is much more straightforward. Right, no, this is straightforward. What we do is we pencil mark green, or we colour green into box 9. That would have been a very sensible thing to do, because green is in one of two places, those two places. I don't know which, but green is in one of those two. Now in this box, green is in one of those three, because of the weird, what part of the bottom of the eyes. Now that's very interesting, because that means we have not yet put green into row 8, doesn't it? And where's green going in row 8? It's not in those three. It's not in those three. So it has to be here. That's the only place it can go. Neither of these can be green, because this is a green-yellow pair in box 8. So that is green. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is green. That is yellow. Now, that means that is yellow. That is green. So green is not that digit now. Green is in the corner. This is very, very odd. Now, okay, this is, but I think it's helpful. Now we can write 7 and 8 into the corner. Now this is the green in that's not B, because that was B. So we've got a green yellow pair in box 7. Now yellow, yes, where's yellow in this box? Yellow is now here by Sudoku. So I think we can get rid of the A nomenclature now. We've sort of understood that, haven't we? Yellow is there by Sudoku. So that's yellow. That is 7 or 8. So this is not yellow. So yellow is in that domino, which means that this is not yellow, which means that is yellow, which does surprise me a bit. That's another break in the symmetry, because I thought that those two were going to be the green and the yellow. That is apparently green now. So this is yellow. This is a 7-8 pair. I bet we can do... Yes, we can. I was going to say I bet we can do all of the yellows and the greens. And I don't know if I've done all of them, but I'm getting... Yeah, I have. I've done all of them. I've done all of them. So now we can colour the 5s, I think. Just give me 1 second before we embark on that adventure. I feel that must be correct, mustn't it? To colour. Let's get rid of this colouring a moment. And that could be foolhardy, but what I want to do is to try and map this stuff into this box. Because this digit is 1, 2, 3 or 4. And because these add up to 5, these add up to 5. So these are the same as those. Those two digits there are the... Ooh, that's funny. Those two digits are the same as those. And these are something else. But those are the same as those. So these add up to 5. That's beautiful. Is that right? That is right. That's beautiful. Because can you see what's happened? So by colouring this box, we've worked out that these two, which add up to 5, have to go in those two positions. Yeah, I didn't really need to colour those, actually. I could have just done it using this and asking where they go in this box. And because they add up to 5, those two, and this is one of them, that must be a 1 or a 4. So this is a 2 or a 3, and this is a 2. So this is a 2, 3 pair, and this is a 1 or a 4. Okay. This is a brilliant puzzle. It's actually really remarkably clever, because now I can put 6 into row 3, because I've got this 1, 2, 4, 5 quadruple. So that's got to be 6. That's got to be 3. That's got to be 6. That's got to be 4. Right, that must do something. He says optimistically 6 is in one of those two cells. 6, no, 6 is orange. I was about to place 6 here, but I've already got 6. 3 is not here. Now, these two squares are a 1, 4 pair. And I know the order, 4, 1. I've got a 2, 3 pair now in the middle row. I know 1 is in one of those cells. Yeah, that's very nice. So now this is a 1 by Sudoku on the middle box. This digit has, oh no, that could be that one. Okay, I've got to be a bit careful here. I've got to, yeah, I do have to be a bit careful, I think. Can we, those are black digits, aren't they? These are the indigo digits. Ah, 4. That's a 4 apparently. And now we're going to do green and yellow, because once we miss 4 off this line, we know that this line is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Not 4, 1, no, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I was going to say that's too big. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, which is 17. So green has got to be 8, and yellow has got to be 7. Which means that, well, that's a 5. I suppose we know that, don't we? This is a 5, 9 pair. Right, now what do we need in this column? We need 2 and 5 into those cells. So these cells are 3 and 9, I think. Yeah, okay, and now this middle digit is a 2, that's a 3, that's a 2, that's a 3. This is a 3, 6 pair over on this side of the grid. These squares are 1, 2, 4, so we can put the 2 in. And this is not a 2, so that's not a 4. And there's probably loads of stuff we can do here. That's definitely a black digit. Yeah, okay, but the black digits add up to 5, not 6, so I can't use that to pencil mark these. What are those squares? Oh, they're 1 and 4 as well. So that's a 1, 4 pair looking at that cell. So this square is also a 1 or a 4, because it must be the counterpart of this that adds up to 6 with it. That's a 1, 4 pair in this column. And what do we say those cells are? 1, 2, 5. Oh, we can do that. Okay, so that's 5. This is a 1, 2 pair. Oh, and I can use the actual arrow. That would be a very sensible thing to do. Okay, so this isn't 1, so that isn't 5. Oh, come on, this must resolve now. Let's do the same trick there. Oh, we can't, actually. Look, those two can add up to 7 in 2 different ways, which means those can, which makes sense with that being a 2, and this adding up to 9. Okay, so we've got to do something different. What is it? Is it going to be... I am looking. I know it might not look like I am, but I am. 1, 3, 1, 3 and 6 into those cells. Let's pencil mark it. That can't be a 1. So that is good, because 1 in this row now, because of this 1, 4 pair, 1 in this row is over on the left, which means this domino is a 2, 4 pair adding up to 6. And we know the order from this 2. Beautiful. So 2 goes there, 4 goes there. Whoopsie. 4 goes here, 1 goes here. This isn't 1, so this isn't 5. And this is now 5 by Sudoku, so that's a 1. It's a 5, 1 pair here. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 4. So that's a 4. That's a 1. That's a 1. And surely we're nearly cooking with gas, are we? Maybe. That's a 5, apparently. This is 3 or 6. And that's a pair. So this is a 1. That's not a 1 anymore. And in this column we need 4 and 5, so we can put the 4 at the bottom. That's a 5 at the top. That's 3 or 6. Now, how does this resolve? that's a 3 to make the maths work of that box, and that's a 6. So that's a 6, that's a 9, that's a 9, that's a 3. These squares are 2 and 4. Oh no, they're not. That's not very good. No, 2 and something. 2 and 3 actually. So that's 3, that's 6, that's 3. That's 9, that's 5. That has to be 5 to add up to 6. That's a 4. 3, 2, 2. And it is not a 3 in a corner, it's a 6 in the corner. So double click all the 6s and turn them orange. Have we done? I mean, the coloring's all gone a bit haywire, I think. Let's delete the indigo. I don't think, I'm very unsure about whether or not that I was meant to colour these dominoes. I don't think it was probably necessary, but I got a bit chromatically minded, didn't I? Right, we could double click all the 5s. There we go. That is a brilliant puzzle. That was very surprisingly. It was very deep actually, because yeah. I mean, I would have solved it, I think, more efficiently. There are many ways I could have solved it more efficiently, but I didn't expect the symmetry. I could see the symmetry was broken here, but I thought it would relate to the digits on these dominoes, whereas actually it was more important to realise that the effect these dominoes had on where the green and the yellow digits could go. That was the crucial point. And that allowed me to make more progress. That's a brilliant puzzle, Florian. That really is. It's very clever indeed. I'm very impressed. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of... Oh, did I click tick? I nearly didn't. Lot of solves. Anyway, we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.